This is Review Your Gear Radio with your hosts Chris Husted and Jason Renner. Coming to you with the latest topics, reviews, and techniques for hunting and fishing in the Midwest. And here they are, Chris and Jason. Take it away, boys.
Hello, Review Your Gear Radio. I'm Chris Husted.
Jason Renner.
This week it is Season 4, Episode 4, the Walleye and Hockey Wrapped Up in One Giant Podcast Edition.
About time we talked hockey.
Right? And with that being said, this week we have the one, the only Mike Peluso on. How you doing, Mike? Well, can't complain. We having a cocktail and having a discussion about fishing. It's so
maybe throw some hockey in there.
So this week it's sponsored by Flyway Media and Mike Peluso Outdoors. So I tell you what, let's just get right to it. You're up at Devil's Lake, obviously, so let's get to it. I know whenever people think about North Dakota, I can't tell how many times people come to me, isn't that Devil's Lake up there? So obviously the chamber's done their job getting the word out. So how are the numbers? How's the size? How you don't have to give locations. I know we got tournaments coming up and you got clients as well, but I mean, how's it been?
It seems like every other day.
Yeah. Has the water, what's the water clarity? I mean, last time we were there, I noticed the water clarity was really clear.
But it's different now.
But it's different now. Has it dirtied up quite a bit?
Well, yeah. It's really clear. You just take some time until that algae blooms. They dirty that water up. But, that's what not the overly dirty stuff and not the clear stuff. Kind of that in between. It's got just a certain tint to it, and it seems like that's where you're finding some of your better walleyes.
Are you finding numbers, size, or both?
Go in. Midsection, obviously, it seems like a lot of that portion so, kind of dictates when we finish every day.
Sure. We got, of course, the Spirit Lake tournament coming up this Saturday. The Casino Cup, Stop 1, Saturday. And then is the Chamber tournament the week after?
I believe it is. I think.
Yeah, I believe so as well.
Around checking on things. And, it's exciting because there's a lot of new water. There's a lot of new areas for guys now to get into. It's going to change it up. I know they opened up the one bridge now, so you can go further east.
Yep.
Flip a coin. Maybe it's going to be a real interesting scenario.
That's funny you mention it because that was the next question is which way do you think it's going to be this year, east or west? And you just nailed it. It's about a coin flip because, as you know, historically, you got to go west. However, since it's cleared up, correct me if I'm wrong, it seems like when it's cleared up, east is the place to be for the size.
Right, and it's big fish. Definitely catch bigger fish out that way later in the season. They're there. I think guys are going to have to put a little bit different program together than what they've done in the past over there because a lot of times they spend time in that real deep water and they can, bring in nice baskets. But these fish are shallow right now, so it's going to be interesting to see what somebody puts together.
Sure. So, interesting guide question. We'll get into hockey. Don't worry. We got plenty of hockey to come. What determines the body of water you guide out of? I know it's kind of seasonal mostly for you, right? So you're more by the calendar really than anything.
March 15th, from the ice fishing season. Get back to Bismarck. Obviously, I'll start guiding immediately if the waters are open and ready to roll. And I try to sure I pushed it right to the end of May, and then I come up here every year. I've always seemed to find myself on Devil's Lake, either that last week in May all the way through about mid-June. And then, again, everything changes, here. And then I head over to Skakawea, usually right around the 20th of June, and I'll put a good solid month in over there. And then after that, I turn my van that pulls my boat. I call it Van Holland. It goes on tour, so I gotta cut across country and kind of cater to wherever the groups want to fish. And I try to lump my trips together, where I got 3 to 5 trips on Devils at a crack, and then 3 to 5 trips on Sakakawea on a crack, especially with the gas prices the way they are. You got to try and clump them together so you're not, spending all your resources at the pump. So it's just how it's always been. And then, of course, I come back to Bismarck, usually September, and hope to pick up some river trips in October through November in ice. And then I'm back up here, usually December 15th, and start my winter season. So I don't take a lot of time off. It's a steady go.
So here's the big question. When are you going to take some time off to do tournaments again?
Yeah, really hard for me right now. I still again, it's really hard to change gears, to go from guide mode to tournament mode. And you almost have to just not guide when you're pre-fishing, because the unfortunate part is when you're tournament fishing, you're looking for 5-6 bites.
Yep.
And in guiding, you're looking for 50-60 bites. So it's completely different. You're looking for the totally different fish. And I don't see myself fishing a lot of tournaments anytime soon. That might change at some point, but I think for now, my energy is better spent, helping my clients and getting them on fish.
I know this is a little off topic, but I'm going to go there.
Uh-oh.
What is your personal favorite body of water to fish?
Personal favorite, obviously, is the Missouri River right in Bismarck. I grew up there. I spent so much time out there. It's almost a second home. I mean, really. I mean, I'd have to definitely pick the river. And then if you ask me past that, I'll lie to
you. Fair enough.
At least you're honest with us.
So you head out. Are you going to be in Indian Hills this summer again?
Because I can go east. It is. I can relocate my trips. Being that I'm basically dead center of the lake, so it's a good place to be out of. We all know what's going to happen this year with low water. There's going to be a little more congestion, at the ramps, and it is what it is. You just got to plan for it. Fortunate for me as a guide, we usually roll pretty early and, try to time our time off the water when it's not real busy either. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. There's no doubt about it.
So, speaking of Sakakawea, what is your prediction for the lake?
I think it's going to be unbelievable. I think with the lack of water or less water, certainly it pulls a lot of fish out of the bays, and it pushes them more, towards the mouths of the bays, and it's going to congregate fish. And boy, I tell you, judging by what I've seen already, being up there half a dozen times pre-spawn, oh man, that place is going to be remarkable.
Yeah.
I'm not going to lie, I'm a little biased to that lake because, well, it's kind of home country for us being from that area. But, I've already heard good reports out of that central part of the lake. And it seems like when low water happens, it seems like that part of the lake plus the east end usually lights up a little quicker than normal.
Well, usually the mid is, of course, the last to heat up.
Correct. But I've noticed
This year in the bays in the mid stretch, it's been pretty good.
And I've always noticed that in lower water years, that mid stretch is good in almost May already. I've noticed that in the past. Looking back on past fishing trips in the 90, that 91 to 97 stretch is that area, Beaver, Red Soldier, those were all good early.
Right. Is Red Soldier, that's got to be darn near dry.
Yeah, probably.
Or Little Soldier,
Little Soldier and all that. And
Red Soldier.
Little Soldier.
You're combining Red Butte.
Red Butte and Little Soldier. Yeah.
You're like,
hey, there's only one bay that matters to me, and that's Renner Bay. I'm a little biased.
Right on. So let's have a little Tales from the Chub Tank.
Tales from the Chub Tank.
Mike, you wouldn't believe it, but it's going to be chub season again. When's the last time you used chubs for clients? Right.
Yeah, you like to catch them. The last thing you want to do is clean 25 to 30-inch walleyes at the fish cleaning stage, which that doesn't. So I'm sure people think that that's what happens, but I'm pretty big back, which is great.
Yeah, I've started to train my father-in-law, but God, I think he still has a heart attack.
I know a few guys that they just have to get a big limit. I don't. It is what it is. You can educate for days, but some guys that's just the way it is.
Pitcher and throw it.
I know, but you're preaching to the choir. It's the Tuesday. I'm actually going chubbing. I'm going up to pre-fish the Van Hook tourney with a buddy this week and help him pre-fish, and he needs chubs. So we're gonna go get chubs Tuesday morning, and I'm oddly excited to go catch chubs.
You love chub.
I kind of do. It's a new spot for me. Never chubbed here before. Fresh Creek. I'll have a trap out, and I will definitely be throwing hook and line.
Nice.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. But that's Tales from the Chub Tank. So we're curious. Not a lot of guys run the Honda engine. So tell us about the outboard from Honda.
The game engine. Yeah, it's pretty. That's
Well, yeah, that's the bottom line. It's better on your bottom line, and that's what's important. So, as far as hole shot and that stuff, is it pretty good?
Normal conversation, screaming or talking louder than when we're talking.
That's great to hear. I always, me, I'm kind of the one that always likes the odd stuff. I go against the grain on stuff. So to hear that's pretty cool. I wouldn't mind running a Honda for my next motor. That's for sure. Being a Yamaha guy, I can't believe I'm saying that. But
unbelievable.
To be fair, you nailed it earlier when you said, I mean, name a Honda engine of any kind that sucks.
Yeah, their
Right.
cars are good. They're everything.
Their quads. Their quads are arguably the most reliable
Their
quads.
mowers are good. I mean, everything that Honda builds, it's well made. So
It is, no doubt.
I see you finally put a kicker on that thing.
Yeah. Shows up.
It's funny because my Yamaha 300 was quieter than my 99 as well. It's probably, I always say too, that's how I racked up a lot of my hours. I show up to a spot, put the kicker down, turn it up, and I forget the big motor's running. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Hey, Mike, did you pay attention to all the AIM championship?
I saw that.
Yep.
Jeff Ensminger and myself were fortunate enough to win the very first team of the year out of North Dakota. So that was a fun circuit. We had a lot of fun. It's just again with the guide schedule and everything else, I got extremely busy, and it's extremely hard to pull yourself away from people that are wanting to come spend money and enjoy our state and our resources and all that good stuff. So you definitely got a business first, I guess.
So I'm going to give you a hard question, Mike, and this has been a question we've almost asked every guest this year during this season. Because we've heard rumors of, them the leaders using live scope and slip bobbers and stuff like that, do you think that technology is getting too good, that it's becoming more of a technology battle in tournaments instead of finding the right fish?
That's a hot topic. Like fish are doing and how they're reacting and the movements and kind of the guys that are we always say, well, you still got to make them fight, but again, these guys they're gonna matter. They get up the right fish. They wouldn't have been able to do that without that technology.
Do you have any of that technology on your boat now, Mike?
I do. Other there, there's some side imaging. Oh, I learned a lot. Like using it. People don't realize how much this smokes these fish. I mean, you can sit there and watch, a half a dozen or more fish, 20 feet from you, just kind of milling around. Boat will come idling up the spot. And it's just like, I mean, they're like bumblebees. They're just everywhere. They're flying all over the place, trying to get away from the noise. So it really changed how I approach every fishing spot that I go into anymore, and how I move around in that spot while I'm fishing it.
You mentioned that you can kind of target fish. My Sunday morning coffee when I'm not out fishing or anything like that, or up the lake, is I usually turn on FS1 and watch the Elite Series.
Yeah.
And they have the live action from these are some of the best bass fishermen in the world. And the third place guy, you could tell he was on a school of. You could just see on his live. I think he had live target, and you could see the size of fish. And he's working with a big flutter spoon, and these big fish are looking at it and just like, no, want nothing to do with it. Came back with, I think it was a Ned rig, and he caught a few of those fish. I didn't watch it to the end, but it was curious how they changed tactics. He went from one aggressive to just based on the mood of the fish, and like like what you're learning is learning the mood of fish and what they do to those baits.
But what changed the whole thing, the scenario, the game changer is he knew they were there.
Oh, yeah.
So,
and it was the right size fish.
Right. He knew they were there. He could see them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I with that, those guys out there, it seemed like everyone was pitching bobbers. Now, when are we going to start seeing guys power, what they call power corking over there? But when are we going to start seeing that here?
Oh, it's already being done.
I'm not seeing it too often, but you're on the water every day, so if it's happening, you'd see it.
Yeah, you're going to see more and more. And, slip bottom fishing is the best way to catch. They're just maybe in a different mood, or you can almost, you got to remember, these fish anymore, they're getting educated. There's a lot of baits, different crankbaits, different jigs, what have you. It's kind of like I always refer to the jig and wrap bite. When that first kind of got hot on Skagway, it was like taking candy from a baby when you put a jig wrap down. Well, now these fish have been educated a little bit. It's like anything. Slip bobber and minnow, or a slip bobber and a leech, you can hang that bait in front of that fish's face, 6 inches off the bottom. That eventually that fish is going to be like, all right, that's enough, and he'll eat it. And that's what you're seeing.
Oh, before we take a break, I was meaning to get this in. Do you know why it's not fair that you're able to fish the aim again? Because if you fish with Ensminger, that's cheating. I see he won another tournament this weekend. What hasn't he won?
More importantly, he's a great guy.
He is.
Yeah.
Yep.
We were always there. Kind of because of his kids.
Yep. Yep.
Just when everybody thought they had a chance again, he's coming back.
Right. We were all getting used to him being gone. It gave us all a chance, but Zinger's good stuff. I tell you what, we're going to take a break. We'll be right back here on Revere Gear Radio. We're back here on Revere Gear Radio. Morel mushroom season.
It was a banner year.
It was incredible.
Mike, I know you partaked on it. I partaked on it.
Mike, when did you find time to go look for mushrooms?
Yeah, I've been doing that a long, long time, and out of all the years that I've picked them, this was definitely probably the best. There was one that kind of rivaled it, but this one, holy moly, it was epic. Because of that late snow and a couple rain events we had, and good moisture in the ground,
and the soil temps like stabilized. It seemed like at the right temp, because it went for like what, a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yeah. It may still be tail end,
right?
There might be still.
It didn't get that hot.
No, and this cool rain, it might still be gone.
Got the right areas where the sun didn't beat on it too hard.
And God, I wish there's one thing that I wish to go all year. They are,
yeah.
I can't get my wife to eat regular mushrooms. She eats those. Like a little garlic butter, some white wine.
They're amazing.
It's just amazing mushroom.
I hate to get off topic, but do you ever see Permo's pizza he makes with mushrooms?
Oh, the sourdough.
The sourdough 5-day fermented or whatever with it's just not fair.
There's few guys that rival cooking that I'd be afraid to cook against. Perman's one.
Yeah, for sure.
In a heartbeat.
And he knows the way around the smoker. He can bake. That guy can do pretty much it all in the kitchen.
I thought you were anti-baking.
I am anti-baking. But you ever seen the bread he produces?
Well, I know.
It's like half the reasons why I go on Facebook anymore. See what Permo's cooking. Let's get into headlines. So, Minnesota fishing license sales so far have been dropping like a rock. So, from this time, I know weather obviously has a lot to do with it. And they also blame post-COVID, since COVID's not a thing anymore. But license sales are down about 20% over 2021 at this time.
Well, I think part of it could be too is the same reason Mike's got to watch pennies is gas prices. Without getting political, I mean, you maybe cut off a little people that normally can afford it, that can't afford the gas and the license and stuff like that. And,
I never thought about that, but you're probably right.
But and here's the other thing about Minnesota is if you haven't paid your child support, no fishing license.
Is that right?
So anybody that's behind on payments, you can't buy a license.
I did not know that.
Oh, hey, I know that from my past brother-in-law. So.
Interesting. So here's a headline that's for the record books, and this is coming out of Outdoor Life. Alaska man hooks a pike, flips his rowboat, loses the rod, steals a pedal boat, finds the rod, and lands the pike. Yes, thank you, Outdoor Life, for one of the most unique headlines ever I've come across. But yes, they documented it with pictures. The guy somehow got pictures of it all, and he ended up landing. It was a decent pike. It wasn't like, you were expecting a pike like that to be, like at least a 40. But still, he got the pike in the end.
That'd be actually some that'd be dinner and a show right there.
That would be, what was his Bill Dance? That'd be a Bill Dance
that'd be a
episode.
Bill Dance moment. Yes, that would.
Absolutely. Mike, did you grow up watching Bill Dance? I know you watch bass fishing. What was this is a pop quiz to see if you really know Roland Martin, Mike. What was his, I don't want to call it an invention. What weird innovation did he push a lot that was a lure that was popular back in the day?
Lure?
Yes. It never went anywhere, the lure, but he pushed it hard.
Yeah. You know what? I don't know. I'm sure what he.
Do you remember the helicopter lure? That was just after the flying lure. That was the first one to come out in infomercials.
You know that Roland Martin was on the development team of the color selector too?
No.
Because his initial, he was a biologist first. Yeah, he was on the team that helped develop the color selector.
Oh, what the heck. See, look at all the knowledge we're dropping today here on Review Your Gear Radio, but we're glad you're impressed, Mike. So, last but not least, is Airbnb type of service, is that the future of hunting or even fishing? I hate to pick out of Outdoor Life, but this is yet another one that came out of Outdoor Life. A company called Infinite Outdoors out of Colorado is seeking to connect private landowners with hunters and anglers looking to lease their land or water by the day.
I guess that's one way to do it. I mean, could you see yourself as a guide going that route, Mike?
No, personally, no. But I could see, I could see that happening. I mean, there's a situation happening up here on Devil's Lake. It's not along those lines, but you guys all know that the Pelican boat ramp has been a hot topic here, for a few years, and it's been closed the last couple of years because we didn't have any water. Well, now we got water back up here. It's closed to the general public, but you can pay $20 to use it to the landowner there, and you gotta take a ticket, put it on your window, and you can use the ramp.
So is the ramp, did they just do it like a certain year lease on the land?
They close it off, and now they've reopened it personally. and you got to pay to use it.
Why doesn't the Game and Fish just get the lease going again?
Well, probably more money in how they're doing
Lucrative.
it. By 20. I drove
That's $600.
a weekend, they're probably making $3,000-4,000. Who knows?
Well, yeah. Well, Game and Fish isn't going to be able to pony that up. But hey, the licenses did go up another couple bucks this year, so money's going somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
That's my $2 rant of the day. You gotta complain about $2.
Yeah.
So, Mike, what do you miss the most about your involvement with hockey? Let's get into a little hockey talk.
Getting to the end, get them to buy in, get them to do what they needed to do, and it seemed like if the group that we get every year would listen and do it, they ended up pretty well at the end of the year. So I miss that. That's the one thing I miss the most. I mean, I'm obviously still very connected in the hockey world. I am coaching Team North Dakota 16Us again this fall.
Nice.
So I'll have about 6 weekends there where I travel around with them, and that's enjoyable for me. It kind of breaks up my, what I'm doing now, obviously with the fishing, but it gives me a chance to, basically change up the pace a little bit, and I enjoy it. And I get really good hockey players to coach, and it's fun.
Okay, I'm biased, and people who know me know I'm an Avs fan. But who do you got in the cup, Mike?
Well, I've been saying they were going to win it since Christmas. I mean, they're just, I don't know. You watch them play, they are just a cut above everybody. They can play every game you offer. If you want to play the speed game, you better get ready. If you want to, slow it down, they can play that. They got a good mix there. I don't see anybody beating them.
I hope you're right, Mike. I mean, I'm kind of cheering for the blue shirts coming out of the East because I kind of like to see some new blood. Tampa's won it the past 2 years, but I do want to see some new blood in there, and I'm a little biased as an Avs fan, but
I think it should be illegal that a team from Florida wins anything in hockey.
Correct. There is no taxes on their salary.
Oh,
so that's the attraction. That's why baseball players go there. That's why.
Well, I never knew that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
See, we're dropping knowledge.
I told you, this is what we do here. Let's have a Mille Lacs minute.
This is your Mille Lacs minute. You cannot keep anything right now
until June 30th.
Until June 30th.
All walleye must be immediately released. So if you're going there, you're not releasing to the grease. You are releasing back into Mille Lacs. So.
Releasing to the grease is so good, though.
I know, but you can't do it there. You're going to have to go another lake because Mille Lacs is kind of closed.
No wonder licenses are dropping.
Well, yeah, they do have 9,999 other lakes, don't they?
Yes.
So.
And that is Mike's. That like, Zap's Renner Bay's my home country. That's Mike's home country, I consider. So
okay,
can't be too hard on Mike on the show. He is an Iron Ranger.
Yeah, that's where my roots were. Yeah, that's exactly right. That's why I went and played college hockey up in Duluth. I got a lot of grief for not playing for Dakota, but it was just one of those things that had to be done.
So, just to jump back to fishing real quick, this is kind of a weird out of nowhere. What is there any technique that you're doing with clients that's new, or are you still sticking to the old standbys of slip bobbers or casting cranks or what have you?
Jigging, obviously, and then throwing cranks. And then up here, I personally love but the way I guide out of my boat, it doesn't really allow me the opportunity to cast a crank. So when I give my clients crankbaits to cast, I'll be kind of in the midsection of the boat behind my steering wheel, pitching a big old paddle sail. So I gotta do different things. I keep that seriously.
Right.
And how do you beat a slow death rig, propeller rig up on Skagway? I mean, it's pretty difficult. So yeah, I stay pretty close to all that. Seems to work. Puts fish in the boat.
Is it just me though? In the last 5-10 years, I have found myself to slow death less and less. It's boring to me. It's a slow presentation. You have to only use it. Really, it's effective on spot, and the spot's usually better than like obviously a flat or a larger piece of structure. So I don't know.
Without spoiling like anything, but do you think the fact that everybody has gone to slow death up there, do you think like pulling spinners would actually produce more now because those fish haven't seen it in a while?
Yeah, some of my best success. Good old fashioned Lindy rig with a leader. Cast that thing so far back away from the boat that you think that you're gonna run out of line on your reel, but that thing fish,
Oh, well, that was probably the best invention to ever hit walleye fishing was
no doubt.
Was the Lindy. I mean,
Yep.
Yep.
Those the Lindners, right? Came up with that.
Yep.
Yep. Gotta love the Lindners. So, Mike, do you have a Blackstone? Everyone's got the Blackstone. We gotta get into what's cooking on the stone. What is Mike Peluso
cooking on the
greatest. I find and I'm allergic to almost 100 different items, so it's ugly. I've had to really revise. Now, the good news is I can still eat steaks. I can eat pork. Can't eat chicken. Chicken's really bad for me. I can't eat the egg. I can't eat chicken wings. Oh, that's like my favorite. So I'm going to have to say I can't eat white potatoes, so that really limits things. So
You can't eat a white potato, so like French fries even? And you just found that out.
yeah, just those things that taste so very good that you just keep can't food anymore. Didn't want to process it. Just it was telling me that's enough.
time for some fajitas, Mike.
Yeah.
But not the white flour.
Jeez, Mike.
I know.
I don't know if I could live.
So, what is Mike Peluso sipping on with the lack of beer?
Water with maybe a little flavor.
What else are you allergic to? What, all the drinks, the stuff, the mixers?
Barley. Hey.
So corn bourbon, potato vodka.
Well, can you,
Oh no, can't do that. Can't even do that. Oh, there we go.
hey, at least it's the cheap stuff. Score. Ain't that the truth? So, Mike, what's the future of Mike Peluso Outdoors? Where do you see Mike Peluso in a few years?
Maybe they would, save their pennies to book a trip to at least go out and enjoy the outdoors still. So I think the common theme through our whole lives and history is people still have a tendency to try to recreate, take their mind off things. But if I could just stay like I am, as busy as I am right now, I'm happy with that. I know you and I have talked at great length, Chris, about maybe expanding and doing some different things, but I'm pretty content with how I got it going right now. I feel like I got a personal relationship with every person that steps in my boat, and it's or my fish house, and I really enjoy that. And the repeat customer base that I've had now the last 3-4 years, it's remarkable. It just blows my mind that they're fighting to get their dates back, and I think that's just I don't shortchange them. I work hard, and I'm very honest with everybody. If I don't feel like the fishing is going to be good, or the weather's going to be bad, I'm not in this business as a money grab. I'm in there to do my job, and if I feel like I'm just going out there to go out there to take them fishing, that's not going to work. So I'm very honest with people, and I've lost a lot of trips over especially this spring because of that. But they've all been very appreciative that I was very honest with them that, what, guys, save your pennies. Don't come this weekend. It's going to blow 30, 40 miles an hour. It's going to rain or snow. It ain't going to be worth it. So
Right. And of course, thank God, well, for the most part, COVID's about over. That can't be easy for how many cancellations I'm sure you had during COVID season.
We had lots. We had more than I want to, remember. So hopefully that's past us, but now we got this next hurdle, and that's going to be the economy and, how much money people are going to, be able to set aside every year to do the extras, and we'll see what happens.
What, you're not worried about the monkeypox?
No, I'm not too worried about that.
Yeah. Tales from the guideboat. We can do a new section there. What happens to Mike this week?
I've got the winter version as the auger turns, and I've got the summer version as the propeller spins. So
yep, yeah, I'm a follower of that story, Mike.
But there's just times you just can't do it.
Yeah,
right.
We've had a few conversations about hooks and jackets. So what's that?
Well, Mike, I really appreciate you coming on as always. We'll have to, obviously, we'll be keeping in touch outside of this, but yeah, I always appreciate having you on, talking a little walleye, talking a little hockey.
Gotta talk hockey.
Yeah, you gotta make you happy.
Yeah, you gotta feed the renter every once in a while.
That's right. This was Review Your Gear Radio. I'm Chris Husted.
I'm Jason Renner.
We'll see you next time.
Thanks for tuning in to Review Your Gear Radio. Be sure to tune in next episode, and don't forget to check out reviewyourgear.com. Also, check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Till next time, tight lines and good times in the outdoors.